So Ty, what's your tolerance level for
0.
dark entertainment?
Dark entertainment.
Like a show or a movie that you're like, this is dark.
Yeah,
this is hard to watch. This is really hard to watch.
I don't have much. Now I do love. I don't like happy-go-lucky movies, shows. Like, definitely, there's got to be a villain. There's got to be conflict. There's got to be that. But like the dark stuff, I don't do well. Like if there's like evil, don't do well with that stuff. It's hard to really like buy into it.
Or like murder and
that stuff doesn't bother
child
me.
stuff. And
so it depends. It depends. Like I feel like our entertainment industry has like kind of gone to a direction where it's like,
you got to be outrageous.
hey, we're not going to give you that happy ending that you want. Like, so like if it's, if it deals with like child abuse, trafficking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
As long as the heroes set it right and the perpetrators get justice, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Like there's a movie. Have you ever seen Machine Gun Preacher?
No.
Gerard Butler?
No.
Put it on your list for this weekend.
Machine Gun Preacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of a small, not well-known movie, but Gerard Butler's in it. And he's a biker gang, heroin addict, goes to jail, finds Jesus, comes back, starts a construction company, and then kind of helps launch a church. Well, there wasn't a pastor to like actually like preach. Right. So he kind of just stepped into that role because no one was there. Became a pastor of this church, had a general contracting company. Well, he goes on a mission trip over to Africa, and it was in Sudan. And the LRA, it's like this militia, they've got this really, really bad civil war going on there. And anyways, he goes and he's building an orphanage because he's got the construction background and all that, and is just overwhelmed with like what's going on there locally, like behind enemy lines and all these things. And he literally goes to build an orphanage for these kids that are refugees that are like literally just like trying to be safe, like trying not to get killed. Cause like the amount of just innocent people that are being killed, it's crazy. So he like goes over there, tries to protect. He ends up like, it flips a switch and he literally just goes out and hunts these LRA. So he like gets his little group and he'll literally go out and like,
it's like Boondock Saints.
Kind of, yeah, very much so. But like in Sudan, and
but he's a righteous killer.
A righteous killer, yeah. And it's like, all right, I can get behind that.
Yeah. Is it a cheesy
it's well done.
Those Christian, like you know what I'm talking about?
No,
yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
No, it's well done.
Well, the exact opposite of that in mission work and killing the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Netflix just released a show. I think it's 10 episodes called Dahmer.
Oh,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I saw
Have you seen this, Scott?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've seen the first 4 episodes.
Oh my gosh! So I got Dahmer and some other serial
Bundy.
Yeah, Bundy. I got them two confused. So I think Bundy was the one that would prey on females. Yeah.
Yep.
So Dahmer preyed on men.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. So you got that twist.
Yeah.
But it's also, and so it's showing some,
graphic
stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
he was a sick
and he was a sick dude. Like the first episode, are you going to watch it?
I don't know.
I wouldn't, honestly, like I'm usually okay with watching this. Even I feel dirty watching it.
It's rough.
Yeah. So I don't recommend it is what I'm saying. Okay. However, it's a fascinating, because again, I didn't know much.
Style, or is it like
no, it's a drama style. So you're actually like, so it's an actor.
It's like Waco. It's kind of how Waco was. Okay.
So it's an actor who does a phenomenal job, by the way, of being a weird psycho. But it kind of explains his childhood growing up and what led to, him becoming this person.
Yeah.
And his mom left when he was like 16 or 17, just takes his little brother and leaves because her and her husband, her and his dad are having married. His dad runs off. And so he's literally living by himself at 18 after already being a weird child growing up. Like he and his dad, one of the things they did together was they would go pick up roadkill and they would dissect roadkill together. This kid's like 9. Yeah. And yeah, it's a dark. And so that leads to eventually him, I think they said they found 17 and he lived in an apartment complex. And like his next door neighbors would hear stuff, and try to get him in trouble, but they couldn't prove anything. And he had a human head in his refrigerator, for instance. He had bones scattered throughout his apartment. He had a vat of like acid that was decomposing bodies. All of this in his apartment. Yeah, wild.
That's
and
nuts.
So anyway, I don't recommend it, but it was just fascinating to see how sick that dude was.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten to it yet, but apparently he goes to prison and ends up getting killed in prison. Some dude beats him to death.
Justice.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you
He got how many life sentences they say? 17? Yeah. I haven't gotten that far in the show, but I Googled them. Yeah, like 17 life sentences in prison, consecutive life sentences in prison. I don't know why they didn't just give him the
Is this
death penalty.
California?
I guess we haven't. No, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I don't recommend it, but go Google if you don't know Jeffrey Dahmer.
There was a
go
period where
Google.
there was a period where serial killing.
Yeah, we don't see
was
that
like
anymore.
That was like a thing.
Yeah, we don't see that much anymore.
But even like on entertainment, like it came out like a lot of movies, a lot of shows, like geared around these serial killers.
Yeah, he had no chance pretty much.
Yeah.
Growing up, he was a weird kid already.
Forensics
Parents
are
screwed him
way
over.
different nowadays. So it's
Anyway, yeah, don't recommend watching it, but go watch it. It's called Dahmer on Netflix.
all right.
But seriously,
Thanks for making mine and
Yeah.
everyone else's day depressing. What's the topic for today, Ben?
speaking of mental health, so we talk a lot about how exercise improves mental health. But we
What
never
a transition, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. So Jeffrey Dahmer is what I'm saying. He should have had a lot more.
Had he
fitness in his life.
exercised more,
Which actually he does in the show. And Scott, he gets real obsessed with working out at one point in his younger life. Anyway, but we talk about exercise improves mental health, right? Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard that.
yeah.
But how exactly does it even work? Like what are the mechanisms? Have you ever actually explored the mechanisms that cause exercise to improve your mental health? Have you ever really dived in?
I've dove in, just surface level, but as I understand it, there's just a whole correlation, right?
Yeah.
From a chemical standpoint, right? You got your dopamine, you've got endorphins, you've got those things that come from working out, and then also from a recovery. When you're exerting yourself, when you're working out, when you're creating, physical strain, right? That leads to recovery, which is a huge, huge portion of the actual mental health, because that's what is actually helping your brain rest.
Yeah.
It's solidifying memories. It's solidifying information and knowledge. But that's about it.
There you go. And that's where most of us stay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good for my mental health. Cool, good enough for me. Let's
go.
do it.
Yep.
I'm a more curious person than that. So I wanted to know, okay, why is it helping my mental health? What is actually going on when I train, when I work out, that actually improves my mental health? And so 6 ways that exercise improves your mental health. Number 1, you were onto this a second ago. Increase blood flow to the brain. So improvements in mood are proposed to be caused by exercise-induced increase in blood circulation of the brain and by an influence in the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis and thus on the physiologic reactivity to stress. This physiologic influence is probably mediated by the communication of the HPA axis with several regions of the brain, including the limbic system, which controls motivation and mood, the amygdala, which generates fear in response to stress, and the hippocampus, which plays an important role in memory formation as well as mood and motivation. So that blood flow, the increased blood flow, gets to these different areas of the brain that are in control of better mental health, better mood.
And it's not just the blood, though, where you're talking about like adrenal glands, like actual chemicals are being transported into your brain from certain portions of your body. Again, I didn't understand half what you just said, but
just repeat hippocampus as many times as you can. Number 2, increased endorphin levels. This is what you were saying. Physical activity kicks up endorphin levels, the body's famous feel-good chemical produced by the brain and spinal cord that produces feelings of happiness and euphoria. So that exercise actually, my coach in college always, get those endorphins going, man. That's what he always say. He didn't know what he was talking about, but that's what he was referring to.
Coach say it one time.
Number 3, this one's interesting. It increases BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You ever heard of this?
No.
So BDNF, what is BDNF? It's a protein found in the brain that's associated with learning, memory formation, and the alleviation of depression and anxiety. Several studies have indicated that decreased levels of BDNF are associated with depression and become enhanced following antidepressant treatment. So what's a cure or what has been shown to increase BDNF? Anybody? Guesses?
Exercise.
Exercise has been shown to increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor. There you go. Take
Dude,
that one home
isn't
to your
it
kids.
crazy? Just for a pause. Isn't it crazy how complex our system is? Like all the complexities that
I often think about that.
We're talking about neurological right now. Like we're not even talking about digestive. We're not talking about cardio. We're not talking about muscular. We're not talking about we're literally, the complexities that
a protein in your brain.
Yes. that cause retention and memory and learning. And that's the protein that is triggered by doing X or Y.
Right.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Sorry.
Yeah. So share that one at your next party. That's a fun fact for you. Ask somebody what BDNF is. Number 4, improve confidence and self-esteem. Sticking to a plan, executing consistently, and working through difficult tasks boosts confidence and self-esteem. That one's a little more abstract, but it is true. If you're able to prove to yourself over time, you can stick to something long enough to see the results. Clearly, that's going to cause an improvement in your mental health.
Yeah,
and your
trust.
confidence.
It's building trust in yourself.
Exactly.
Right. It's like, think about it this way: if you're working with a new coworker, and they've kind of proven over and over that like, hey, they can handle the responsibilities that like I've given or shared with them. Like you start to trust that person. It's the same thing with yourself. Like all of us, and I'm going to throw everybody, all of us at some point don't trust ourselves on some level to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
Guilty.
Yeah. It may not be fitness. You may trust yourself there, but it may, public speaking or relationships or parenting or whatever. Like the lack of trust. So the more that you can be consistent and repetitive in it, it's building trust so that you have confidence. Okay, hey, now I can take on whatever task that is.
That's right. Number 5, it increases overall brain performance. So from building intelligence to strengthening memory, exercise boosts brain power in a number of ways. Studies on mice and humans indicate that cardiovascular exercise creates new brain cells called a process called neurogenesis and improve overall brain performance. Studies also prove that physical activity boosts creativity and mental energy. So it literally creates new brain cells, neurogenesis, from exercise.
I should be way
that's
smarter.
why
I should be way smarter right now.
I should be freaking Albert Einstein at this point in my life. No, but that's why I can tell you how much 225 pounds is right off the bat on a barbell.
Yeah. It's 225
2 plates on
pounds.
each side and a 45-pound bar.
Yeah, buddy.
My weight room math is next level.
Nah.
Like, they would call me Rain Man.
Can you transfer it into kilos though?
No. I ain't no commie.
You ain't been using them rubbers then. That's a meathead joke right there.
Yeah, golly. And then number 6, I thought this one was the most interesting.
Yeah.
And it's so true, but I didn't put into words. It kind of hits you upside the head of, oh, well, yeah, no duh. And it's the improved stress response. So a little wordy here, but work with me here. Biologically, exercise seems to give the body a chance to practice dealing with stress. It forces the body's physiological systems, all of which are involved in the stress response, to communicate much more closely than usual. The cardiovascular system communicates with the renal system, which communicates with the muscular system. And all of these are controlled by the central and sympathetic nervous systems, which also must communicate with each other. This workout of the body's communication system may be the true value of exercise. The more sedentary we get, the less efficient our bodies are at responding to stress. I thought, wow, no duh.
Duh.
No doy. Remember that phrase?
Oh, yeah.
No, but really, just think it. If you're sedentary, if you just sit all day long at a
Yeah.
desk, whatever. You never really stress out your body. And then you're faced with a stressful situation. Of course, you're not going to respond as well as somebody who is used to that stress. Now, it's different stress. It's not the same, but you are literally making your body responding to. So what happens when you're stressed? Heart rate increases, blood flow increases, blood pressure increases. Those same things happen when you're faced with a stressful situation at work.
Yep.
So while one is healthier than the other, the healthier one can improve your response in the unhealthy one. You're able to deal with things a little bit better because your body's used to it. It's seen this before.
Yeah.
Whereas sedentary people, that's why they're sick all the time. Immune response is lower.
Yeah.
You know, your immunity. And so, again, it sounds obvious. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
But just seeing it on paper was like,
No,
yeah,
I mean,
that makes total
think about
sense.
it. And here's like an example for me, and especially as I parent my kids, is it's like you do want to put it's training is what it is, right? You create stress, artificial stress, so that when it's game time, when real stress actually comes, you're more prepared for it. So like with my family and kids, not my wife, I'm going to exclude her from the group. But if my kids drop something on the floor, I tell them to pick it up and eat it. I'm creating stress within their body, teaching their immune system to handle it.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, I don't have any scientific facts, but I would say that, you know, my kids have been pretty good as far as like resiliency when it comes to sicknesses or in the season.
Because you're not putting them in bubble wrap.
No, like you need to do that. Like it's not the end of the world. Like
Exposure therapy.
Exactly. So creating a somewhat controlled, stressful event, so that again, when it's time, when real stress, uncontrolled stress, you can handle it better.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, think about boxers. It's hard, or MMA guys, it's really hard to create a true stressful situation like a fight, right? Like that level of intensity. I mean, boxers maybe can a little bit, but it's really hard to, because then you would just essentially break yourself down before your actual fight. You don't really do that. But what are you going to do? You're going to do crazy amounts of cardio. You're going to do all of the situations that come up within a fight, maybe not all together, but you know, you got grappling, you've got boxing, you've got wrestling, you've got all the things that come within an MMA fight. Do it separately, but create those stresses so that now when it happens, your body knows what to do and how to handle it.
That's right. That's right. So if anybody ever asks you why or how does exercise improve mental health? I've heard this before, but how does it actually work? You can tell them these 6 ways. Number 1, increase blood flow to the brain. Number 2, increases endorphin levels. Number 3, increases BDNF. Do you remember what that stands for?
Brain development.
It's close. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor.
Neurotrophic. That was the
There you
N.
go.
The N I was
It's
stuck
the protein in your brain that's associated with learning, memory formation, and the alleviation of depression and anxiety.
Brain-derived neurotrophic.
Just think it's protein, bro.
Cool. Oh, done.
Done. Number 4, improve confidence and self-esteem. Number 5, increases overall brain health or brain performance, sorry. And then number 6, it improves your stress response. So
it's
quick and at you today, short and sweet. But again, if you're ever actually curious, why does this make me feel so good? It makes me feel good. That's great. But why?
Yeah.
There's your 6 reasons.
Like it.
Thank you guys for listening today. I know it was a quick one. Do us a favor. Not only share the show, not only leave us a review, not only subscribe and rate 5 stars. You know, those are all great things. But another way that you can support the show and support yourself, more importantly, get you some Jocko Fuel.
Come on.
This dude is one of the greatest leaders the military has ever known. Started a supplement company. Again, it's disrespect. Started a nutrition products and wellness company a few years ago. Wanted it to be American made. Wanted to provide jobs in this country for Americans by Americans. And wanted to improve people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. That's why we love backing them. That's why we support them. That's why we always have these amazing drinks in our hands. Because Jocko Fuel, they're on a mission of doing some really big things. So again, don't do it for us, do it for yourself. Go check out jockofuel.com, or if you're in Texas, go to your local HEB.
Go to your local Heb.
Or your vitamin shop, local vitamin shop. They have the products there as well. So go check out Jocko Fuel.
And then also, you know, there's 2 other things you can do. One is you can make sure we talk about mental health. talking about recovery. We didn't talk about it in these 6 facts, but the importance of it. No better way to do that than to recover on a Sleep Number bed.
Get you a good night's sleep.
And track it. Learn from it. I mean, it's a smart bed. So it coaches you on how to recover better. I know recently, Tiff and I, we've just been going. And saw end of last week, kind of we're tailing off on our recovery and it wasn't doing real well. And we were really intentional on the days that we could. It's like, okay, hey, we're going to make sure that, look, we're getting to bed early, even though we don't necessarily have to be up at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Like, we're really going to take our sleep serious because we need to make up for some of that recovery that we lost during the week just because of busy lives. And so we wouldn't have known that. It's been hard. You never would have known how well. You just go by feeling. Like, this tells you how you're recovering, how you're sleeping, what your performance is through the night. Hey, are there certain things that we can do? Okay, make an adjustment. We move the bed, prop the feet up a little bit. It's just been a game changer for Tiffany and I. But you want to talk about improving mental health? Sleep Number bed. There's nothing better. Then lastly,
big announcement.
Is it?
No,
we've already announced it.
Already.
I was like, this
November
hasn't been a secret.
13th.
Come on.
Come up and see us. We're going to be at Choctaw Casino Resort at the League, the sports bar up there, which, again, whether you're a sports fan or not, you're going to be blown away by this place.
Yep.
We've joked about this before. I'm not on 75 hard this go around, so I'm ready to eat everything in sight. I won't be drinking anything because of our episode last week and the negative effects of alcohol. I won't be drinking anything, but I will be eating everything.
You say that like because of our episode, now you're not going to drink.
Yeah, I don't drink anyway. But Tyler will partake, and Tyler's already promised. I
won't now, not because of our episode.
Tyler's already promised that he's got every round's on him next November 13th.
Yeah. Every round of Blue Dolphins on me, on this guy right here.
No, but seriously, if you listen to the podcast and you come up there and you come find us, we will definitely hook you up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
We appreciate your support. Come see us November 13th up at Choctaw Casino Resort, the League. They're playing
Make a
the
weekend
Packers.
out of it.
Make a whole weekend out of it. Yeah, stay yourself at the hotel. Go do some cold water plunge in their resort-style pool.
Not that cold yet. We're still going to be fine.
That's right.
We're still good.
So November 13th, mark your calendar. So anything else, Ty? Close us out?
No, man.
Short and sweet.
That's it. Let's get to
All right,
it.
y'all. Have a great Wednesday. See you tomorrow.